what percent of 70 is 14? So it's asking percent of 70 is 14. So in mostly like every math problem, of always means multiply. So if you have like, what is 3% of 5, you'd do 3% times 5. And then you see this word is here. Is always is equal because this is something, this equals something. So those two words are really important, and much of these percent problems will use this. And as long as you know that of is times is equals, you can basically solve all of these. So I'm going to start with the first one. It's asking for what percent of 70 is 14. So we don't know what it is, so we just call it x. X percent, then of, remember, is times. I'm going to use like a dot because you don't want to confuse x percent with the times signal or the times symbol because it's very similar. So the dot also means times. X percent times 70. And then we have the is, which we know is the equal sign, equals to 14. And then from here, it might look like, oh, how are we going to get x? Because this is a percent and the rest are just like numbers. Well, you know that x percent is always x over 100. So this is always true. So if you have like 3%, that's always 3 over 100. The reason behind this is because, so a whole circle is 100%. So if you just want to take a part out of that, it would be out of that 100%. So that's why it's 3% equals to 3 over 100. So here, x, it's the same idea. You have x over 100 times 70 equals to 14. Then this is just solving for x, which we did like a lot of last time. So what you would do is you would move 70 to this side because remember we always want to isolate the x in order to find it. So if we divide, I do it like this, divide 70, maybe I should do just the divide symbol, that would maybe be more clear. Hold on. So if we do like divide here, and then we divide it here, because everything you do on one side, you do on the other side. And by the way, when we divide 70, we don't divide it by x over 100 because that wouldn't really help because you want to cancel stuff out. Here, you don't have that anymore because 70 divided by 70 is just 1. So here, if you come here, x over 100 equals to 14 divided by 70, which is just 14 over 70. And then, I don't know if you've heard of this before, but you probably did. Cross multiplication, which is just like a butterfly, or not really, but it's like a cross. And then we have 70 times x equals to, this is a times, 14 times 100, no, 14 times 100. And then you have 70x equals to 14 times 100, which is just 1,400. And then x, you divide by 70 on both sides to isolate x again. And then remember, we can cancel because 70 divided by 70 is just 1, and 1 times x equals to x. So we have x equals 1,400 divided by 70. You can get rid of these zeros, and that just equals to 2. So the answer here is 2%.